Hello everyone, welcome to Lukman IAS. Today we are going to have the Hindu analysis of 3rd July 2020. So let us see which are the important articles that have appeared today for our examination. So for mains examination and for prelims examination, very few articles today that are relevant for UPSC examination. So let us see one by one. First for mains examination. Now this debate was there on page number 7. Can alternative medicine be subject to modern rigor? Now the question that can be asked from this topic is related to your essay. So essay on alternative medicine, or we can say that the traditional medicine that the article is talking about, Ayush. Okay, so specifically we can consider the context why they are asking this or why the topic is in debate, because of Patanjali Ayurveda's claim for cure of COVID-19, राइट. तो उन्होंने रिसेंटली वो ड्रग जो रिलीज़ किया था एंड उन्होंने बोला था इट इज़ इफेक्टिव फॉर क्यूरिंग दिस, एंड नाउ द डिबेट हैज़ बीन स्पार्क्ड between whether it is effective, whether the traditional medicine is effective to cure this COVID-19 and the emerging infectious diseases. So the article has some, let's say, discuss some important aspects. First of all, we need to know that the drug trials that were conducted in Patanjali Ayurveda's that drug. First, the article is talking about these two things, that there are two aspects to use the Ayurvedic drug for clinical use. First is that those described in classical text and listed in Drugs and Cosmetic Acts, they can directly progress to human trials. Okay, there is no need to have, let's say, pre-trial preclinical efficiency or something like that. However, the second type, if the drug is not mentioned in the classical text and it is entirely new formula, then we have to follow the same path of toxicity, preclinical efficiency and subsequent clinical trials like modern medicine. Okay, so these two aspects, somewhat technical aspects are there, but we need to know about this. The second the article is talking about is any drug or intervention must figure out if the drug is safe and effective, and for that you need to follow certain rules. So this kind of statement can be mentioned whenever we are arguing that whether this is efficient or not, okay, or which system is good and which system is bad. The criteria is that we should follow always certain rules. So in traditional medicine, what is the problem at present is that reporting of research work needs to be upgraded and quality of journals. So in that particular, specifically Ayurveda it is talking, that should be improved. Okay, and the way forward it is saying that there should be integrated approach, that would be win-win situation. Why? Because modern medicine approaches treatment from the left brain perspective. It is moral, more analytical and more structured, while Ayurveda has more holistic, more intuitive approach. It takes into consideration person as whole. ठीक है, तो पूरी बॉडी जो है वो एक दूसरे से कनेक्टेड है, एंड इट इज़ एन इंटीग्रेटेड सिस्टम एज अ होल. द आयुर्वेदा सिस्टम focuses on this aspect while devising any strategy or any drug or formulations. Okay, but when we are integrating them, we should not forget the principle of science and ethics. Why? Because principle of science that should be followed. We need to understand that these trials and all these what you can say method of understanding these efficiency of drugs, like path of toxicity, preclinical efficacy, subsequent clinical trials, all these should be followed. This is principle of science. And principle of ethics, here principle of ethics means what? The way that these reports of the trials of Patanjali Ayurveda, the company, were not released in the public for, let's say, evaluation, peer evaluation. So that is against the principle of ethics. Okay, so that should be that should not be there. The article is talking about that, and we should be, let's say, writing these points in your essay also if the topic comes in your essay paper. And in the end you should mention also that the strength of modern medicine is that it looks very strongly at end points, that is saving lives and recovery. If you want to take stand in such kind of question, suppose the question is asking or the topic like alternative medicine though effective cannot take place of modern medicine, ऐसे अगर आपको ऐसे आता है, ठीक है, तो आपको स्टैंड लेना ज़रूरी है, एंड में थोड़ा सा इंक्लिनेशन होना ज़रूरी है मॉडर्न मेडिसिन की तरफ, राइट. सो वी नो दैट द डेवलपमेंट्स इन मॉडर्न मेडिसिन हैव helped us to increase our longevity. Most of the research work that has been done in medical science, that is helpful for development of human beings. At the same time, Ayurveda has been there since ancient times, right, and it has been helping human beings, so we cannot eliminate altogether the traditional medicine. So such kind of a holistic conclusion can be mentioned in the end in such type of essay. Okay. So next article, private trains will benefit travelers, railway board chief. Now the context of the question is nothing but the privatization of railways. Now this is important for your GS3 infrastructure part. Okay, so transportation in infrastructure includes road transportation, railways transportation, aviation sector and shipping sector, inland waterways, all these pipelines, all these comes under transportation sector. Fine. So why it was in news? Because on 1st July railways have invited requests for qualifications for operations of passenger trains by private operators. Okay, so there will be around 150 modern trains to be run by private entities by 2023. Okay, तो अगले 2 साल में ये डेवलप करना है, तो उसके लिए उन्होंने एक प्रपोजल्स मांगे हुए हैं, ठीक है, रिक्वेस्ट फॉर क्वालिफिकेशंस. एंड नाउ दैट्स वाई द डिबेट वेदर वी शुड प्राइवेटाइज रेलवेज और नॉट. इट हैज़ बीन इन न्यूज़, मेनी कमिटीज वेर देयर on the, let's say, whether we should go on privatization or focus on modernization of railways, being inside, let's say, having as a public sector entity railways. Okay, so the arguments in favor, against, or we can say concerns raised by some sections, and then we can give the way forward. So what are the advantages of privatizing the railways? First and foremost, you should mention that yes, it improves the efficiency. Whenever the private sector comes in, there are 2 to 3 important points you should let's say remember. When private sector comes in, it brings technology. When the private sector comes in, it brings investment. Okay, and when private sector comes in, it brings efficiency, and when private sector comes in, it brings professionalism. तो ये आपको 4 पॉइंट्स आपको ध्यान रखने हैं. क्या क्या पॉइंट्स है यहाँ पे मैं लिखता हूँ प्राइवेट सेक्टर के लिए. तो टेक्नोलॉजी है, अपडेटेड टेक्नोलॉजी. सेकंड इन्वेस्टमेंट है. थर्ड थिंग इज इफिशिएंसी, एंड फोर्थ थिंग इज प्रोफेशनलिज्म. आप ये सारी चीज़ें यहाँ पे एडवांटेजेस में लिख सकते हैं, ठीक है. प्रोफेशनलिज्म. सो यस, एंड इन एडिशन इट विल रिड्यूस द डिमांड सप्लाई डेफिसिट. एट प्रेजेंट देयर इज ह्यूज डिमांड एंड सप्लाई इज लेस फ्रॉम रेलवे सेक्टर, एंड दैट्स वाई वी नो दैट जब भी हम रेलवे का टिकट बुक करते हैं हमेशा वेटिंग में ही होता है मैक्सिमम टाइम. बहुत बार हमें वो रेलवे का टिकट कंफर्म नहीं मिलता है, राइट. कैंसलेशन बहुत ज़्यादा है. सो दिस सजेस्ट दैट देर इज हाई लेवल ऑफ सप्लाई डिमांड डेफिसिट. Okay, so that's why it will help in reduce that deficit, the article is saying. So what are the concerns? Concerns raised are two important concerns. So one is that the article let's say criticism of this step says that there will be let's say there is a possibility that there will be higher fares due to entry of private trains. Okay, these private trains because they invest more money in that, they will have higher fares, and that is we can say that against the principle wherein we know that the poor people largely depends on railways as an only economical option for travel. तो उनका क्या होगा? ओके, तो ये 2 इम्पॉर्टेंट कंसर्न्स हमें ध्यान रखना है और उसके लिए गवर्नमेंट रिस्पॉन्स देता है इन कंसर्न्स के ऊपर यहाँ पर, ठीक है. तो ये 2 कंसर्न्स का रिस्पॉन्स क्या है? देर इज लेस पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ हायर फेयर बिकॉज देर विल बी कॉम्पिटिशन इन द मार्केट अमंग द प्राइवेट प्लेयर्स. and whenever there is a competition there is optimum price of any good or any service. Okay, तो ये हम देखते हैं कैपिटलिज्म, लीजर्स फेयर, तो उसमें क्या बोला जाता है कि कंपटीशन जब होता है तो हमेशा जो फेयर होता है वो ऑप्टिमम लेवल पे होता है, ठीक है, बहुत ज़्यादा ऊपर नहीं, बहुत ज़्यादा कम नहीं, ठीक है. तो दैट्स वाई द रिस्पॉन्स इज सेइंग लाइक दैट. एट द सेम टाइम द रेलवेज रिप्लाई ऑन द सेकंड कंसर्न इज दैट यस, this private trains will constitute only 5% of all the total number of trains run in India, and remaining 95% of trains will be run by railways itself, Indian Railways, that is public sector entity. Fine. So therefore need not to worry about the poor people who do not have avenues to, let's say, travel in such private trains with higher fares. Okay, so you can mention such kind of way forward also, and in conclusion you can also mention that simultaneously can we focus on modernization of Indian Railways to, let's say, buckle up its what you can say or increase its efficiency. Okay, so can we focus on that aspect and also privatize some non-essential we can say services on the railway stations. वो तो हो ही रहा है बिल्कुल, अभी सारे रेलवे स्टेशन के आप देख सकते हैं कि सारा आउटसोर्स कर दिया है प्राइवेट सेक्टर को, ठीक है, एंड येस देयर इज इफिशिएंसी बिकॉज ऑफ दैट, राइट. सो यू कैन मेंशन इन द एंड लाइक दैट, एंड वी कैन नॉट completely eliminate let's say or completely privatize this railway sector, because this is very important as important responsibility of the government in the, let's say, social contract, you can say that, or it is responsibility of government to ensure that poor people are receiving such kind of basic services. Fine. So such kind of question can be asked in the examination कि examine the proposal of privatization of Indian Railways and give suitable way forward. Fine. So you can attempt such question for GS3. Next article, yes, follow for India and China relations. India's trade deficit with China dips to $48.66 billion. ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. अभी रिसेंटली हमने कुछ दिन पहले यही फैक्ट थोड़ा सा देखा था, बट वो पुराना फैक्ट था, राइट. नाउ नया डेटा आया है तो हमें एग्जाम में हमेशा नया डेटा लिखना चाहिए, रिसेंट वाला डेटा लिखना चाहिए, राइट. सो व्हाट इज रिसेंट डेटा? रिसेंट डेटा सजेस्ट दैट द ट्रेड डिफिसिट इज नाउ $48.66 बिलियन. तो पिछले बार कितना था देखो, 63 था 2017 to 18, देन वो कम होता गया, 53 हो गया 2018 to 19, एंड नाउ इट इज़ रिड्यूस्ड टू 48.66. अब ये ऐसा क्यों हुआ है? लार्जली बिकॉज ऑफ रिडक्शन इन और डिक्लाइन इन इम्पोर्ट्स फ्रॉम चाइना. वी नो दैट द सेंटिमेंट एंटी चाइना सेंटिमेंट्स और इम्पोर्ट सब्सटीट्यूशन वाला जो कंसेप्ट गवर्नमेंट फॉलो कर रहा है पिछले 1-2 साल से, so because of that the imports from China fell down, and that's why the deficit has come down. At the same time the foreign direct investment from China also dipped. ठीक है, तो कितना हो गया है? 163.78 millions from $2 to $9 million in previous year. Okay, so that is again one of the reason you can mention. And why it has dipped? Because of changes in FDI policy in April 2020, the government tightened the FDI norms coming from countries which share a land border with India. तो हमारे जो नेबर्स है वहाँ से जो भी FDI आएगा तो उनके ऊपर क्या रिस्ट्रिक्शंस लगाए गए? They will be scrutinized. Okay, they have to invest only after getting government approval. There will not be any automatic route of FDI for those individuals and companies. Fine. सो यू कैन एड अप टू योर फैक्ट्स. रिसेंट फैक्ट्स हमेशा होने चाहिए हमारे नोट्स में, ठीक है. तो IR या अगर ऐसे में कुछ क्वेश्चन आता है इंडिया चाइना से रिलेटेड तो ध्यान रखना है. फॉर प्रीलिम्स पर्पस द आर्टिकल, इंपॉर्टेंट आर्टिकल्स, फर्स्ट वन इज इंडिया लूजेस jurisdiction over Italian marine case. Many of you people may be starting your preparation for this attempt, and you may not let's say catch up what happened in this case. Basically in 2012 there was one incident called as Enrica Lexie incident. तो क्या हुआ था कि केरला के कोस्ट के यहाँ पे, ठीक है, कोस्ट नहीं बोल सकते हम, वी कैन से EEZ, फाइन. सो व्हाट हैपेंड इन दैट इंसिडेंट, Italian ship was passing through these waters and one fishing boat approached that ship, and these two Italian marines opened fire on that ship, and in that incident two fishermen died. Okay, so what are the arguments that two countries are putting forward about this incident? India is saying that this is violation of United Nations Convention on Law of Seas, while the Italian government says that, or even the marine, these two marines argue that they opened fire as a warning. Okay, but in that incident what happened is a death of two people. Okay, so that's why there was arrest of these two marines, and subsequent they were deported to Italy. However, what happened is Italy approached the International Tribunal for Law of Seas, an arbitral tribunal under International Court of Justice in 2015, and the matter was heard by Permanent Court of Arbitration in July 2019. And now this PCA has given this what you can say ruling, and now the government of India is yet to understand and study this ruling and give its reply. Okay, so let us try to understand that what are the important points for your prelims examination. There is mention of two important tribunals: International Tribunal for Law of Seas, ITLOS. Now it was established by United Nations Convention on Law of Seas, साइंड एट मॉन्टेगो बे जमाइका इन 1982. ठीक है, तो ये अनक्लॉस जो है 1982 में साइन हुआ था. ठीक है, तो उसके अंडर ये इस्टेब्लिश हुआ है. इट इज़ वन ऑफ द 4 डिस्प्यूट रिजोल्यूशन मैकेनिज्म्स लिस्टेड अंडर अनक्लॉस. द ट्रिब्यूनल इज बेस्ड इन हम्बर्ग, जर्मनी, एंड देर आर 168 सिग्नेटरीज, एंड द ट्रिब्यूनल हैज़ set of 21 judges who serve from variety of state parties. This is the basics for ITLOS, International Tribunal for Law of Seas. ठीक है, तो जैसे इटली पहले इनके पास गया था लॉ ऑफ सी के पास. फिर अगला आपको पॉइंट पता होना चाहिए कि परमानेंट कोर्ट ऑफ आर्बिट्रेशन जो अभी का जजमेंट दिया गया है, ठीक है, परमानेंट कोर्ट ऑफ आर्बिट्रेशन. नाउ व्हाट इज दिस? इट इज इंटर गवर्नमेंटल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन लोकेटेड इन Hague, Netherlands. It was established in 1899, and it is not actually court in traditional sense, but it provides services of arbitral tribunal to resolve the disputes arising out of international agreements. ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. दूसरी बात आपको पता होना चाहिए कि it is not United Nations agency. बहुत बार यहाँ पे कंफ्यूज होता है कि ICJ का पार्ट है PCA, बट वो ICJ का पार्ट नहीं है. ठीक है, though it is a official United Nations observer. It is located at Peace Palace, हेग में जो है, और हेग में उसी पीस पैलेस की बिल्डिंग में और कौन से हम बोल सकते हैं इंस्टीट्यूट्स है, तो वो है हेग एकेडमी ऑफ इंटरनेशनल लॉ, पीस पैलेस लाइब्रेरी, एंड इवन इंटरनेशनल कोर्ट ऑफ जस्टिस. नाउ दिस इज पार्ट ऑफ UN. International Court of Justice is one of the arm of United Nations in terms of let's say judicial aspect. However, this has nothing to do with PCA, Permanent Court of Arbitration. It is a separate entity. The only common thing is that these two are located in same building in Hague, Netherlands. Fine. तो ये आपको डिफरेंस पता होना चाहिए, और आपको ये भी चीज़ पता होनी चाहिए कि ये PCA जो है जब दोनों पार्टीज खुद होके वहाँ पे जाती है तभी वो एंटरटेन करते हैं. ठीक है, वो आर्बिट्रेशन कब करते हैं? तो दोनों पार्टी जब वहाँ पे जाती है केस लेके कि यहाँ पे हमारा इंटरनेशनल एग्रीमेंट में डिस्प्यूट है, देन ओनली इट गिव्स द डिसीजन ऑन दैट. एंड अगेन वी कैन से दैट इज नॉट बाइंडिंग. यस, सो व्हाट हैपन्स इज yes, it depends on the countries to respect on that. Basically it takes the cases of member states as well as international organizations or private parties. Okay, so private parties can be different companies also. International organizations can be any multilateral organizations or even let's say MNCs. Okay, तो ये आपको ध्यान रखना है, क्योंकि प्रीलिम्स में इस तरीके से क्वेश्चन आपको पूछा जा सकता है। ठीक है, तो आप ये सॉल्व करने की कोशिश कीजिए क्वेश्चन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ गिवन इंफॉर्मेशन। Then next article, a bid to turn Shivalik forest into tiger reserve. So Saharanpur Divisional Commissioner has sent a proposal to Uttar Pradesh government to declare Shivalik forest in Saharanpur circle as a tiger reserve. Now we need to know some basic things regarding let's say prelims examination, that yes, in Uttar Pradesh there are 3 tiger reserves. First is Dudhwa Tiger Reserve, second we need to know is Pilibhit, and third is Amangarh, Pilibhit and Dudhwa. तो प्रीलिम्स में दुधवा नेशनल पार्क के ऊपर एक क्वेश्चन आ चुका है कि विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज द ओनली नेशनल पार्क इन उत्तर प्रदेश, दैट इज दुधवा नेशनल पार्क एंड इट इज ऑल्सो अ टाइगर रिजर्व। ओके, तो ये एक चीज़ आपको पता होनी चाहिए। टाइगर रिजर्व्स जो है टोटल अराउंड 50 टाइगर रिजर्व्स है, तो ध्यान रखिए कि आप वो मैप पे हमेशा रेडी रखें कि कौन से स्टेट में वो टाइगर रिजर्व है, स्पेशली दोज विच आर इन न्यूज़। फाइन, and what will be the significance of this move if it is let's say declared as tiger reserve? It will facilitate safe movement of tigers, yes. Second, it will reduce the man animal conflict. Third, it will nurture the rich biodiversity of region, and also it can be turned into an let's say hub of ecotourism and helping local people augment resources in terms of livelihood and income. Fine. So this is the significance. The next article, or the practice prelims MCQ, we can say that which of the following tiger reserve is not located in Uttar Pradesh? Okay, so here the Valmiki Tiger Reserve is the only tiger reserve of बिहार। ठीक है, तो ये उत्तर प्रदेश में नहीं है, तो बिहार में है, द ओनली टाइगर रिजर्व ऑफ बिहार। The next article, lastly, not that much important, but basic 2 things are important. Though we have let's say approved this or the Defense Acquisition Council has approved the deal with Russia. Recently we know that our defense minister visited Russia on the let's say Independence Day parade in Russia, and what happened is after the negotiations recently this was approved, these deals were approved, and the procurement of MiG fighter jets, and then Pinaka missile system ammunition, then armor vehicle BMP armament upgrades, long range attack missile systems, and Astra beyond visual range air to air missiles for Navy and IAF. Now 2 important things basics के लिए हम बोलते हैं डिफेंस टेक्नोलॉजी, जिसको बात करते हैं हम। ठीक है, जो प्रीलिम्स एज वेल एज मेंस में भी आपको साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी में पता होना चाहिए। क्या है? पिनाका इज मल्टीपल रॉकेट लॉन्चर प्रोड्यूस्ड इन इंडिया एंड डेवलप्ड बाय DRDO फॉर इंडियन आर्मी, एंड अस्त्रा इज ऑल वेदर बियॉन्ड विजुअल रेंज। बियॉन्ड विजुअल रेंज इंपॉर्टेंट है बिकॉज दिस इज फर्स्ट ऑफ इट्स काइंड एयर टू एयर मिसाइल डेवलप्ड बाय DRDO। ओके, तो ये भी आपको पता होना चाहिए। अस्त्र, फाइन, पिनाका एंड अस्त्र, one is multiple rocket launcher system and Astra is beyond visual air to air missile। ओके, और दोनों भी DRDO ने डेवलप किया हुआ है। सो important captions, not that significant, but yes, you can mention them in your essay related to medicine, okay, or health sector. So you can use such statement like any drug or any intervention must figure out if the drug is safe and effective. For that you need to follow certain rules, or we need to follow certain rules, right? Strength of modern medicine is that it looks very strongly at end points, that is saving lives and recovery. Fine. So such kind of captions can be used in your essay examination. So this was about today's The Hindu newspaper. For further information regarding editorial discussion classes wherein in-depth analysis of mains related articles or issues done by Ansari sir and team, you can contact Lukman IAS. Thank you.